Hi friends, welcome to the Learning Hub. You are with me, Shadashara. Today's session, we are going to learn database, how to create a database connection and how to interact with the database by using the connection interface. Now, for this, the program involved to establish the JDBC connections is fairly simple. Here are these simple four steps we need to follow. Those are first one is importing the JDBC packages. Add the import statements to your Java programs to import the required classes in your Java code. Next one is register the JDBC driver. These steps cause the JVM to load a desired driver to implement into a memory so it can fulfill your JDBC requests. The next one is database URL formation. This is to create a properly formatted address that points to the database to which you wish to connect. The next one is create a connection object. Finally, code a call to the driver manager object getConnection method to establish the actual database connection. For that, I'm going to discuss individually and going to inside of these points. The first one is importing the JDBC packages. The import statement tells the Java compiler where to find the class you are referring to your code and are placed at the very beginning of your source code. To use the standard JDBC packages, which allows you to select, insert, update, and delete data in the SQL tables, add the following imports to source code. I can show how it is. For that, I am going to see here. I'm going to create a one project, a new Java project, JDBC examples. I'm creating a project name called JDBC examples. After that, I'm going to the click on next, finish. Now I'm creating a one example for this connection, database connection. Now I'm create right click on the src folder, click on new class, database connection example. I'm creating a database connection example. I need the public static void main in my Java file. Here I'm creating a package com dot learning hub. After that, I'm clicking on finish. Now the class is created. See here, whatever the classes you are using, first we need to import that classes after the package statement. Now I am importing the Java.sql package and also Java.math packages to do the operations on the database. For that, I'm writing import Java.sql.star. Here, star means it imported all the classes and interfaces are available in the java.sql package. And I'm importing one more package, java.math, math package, math.star. But this type of imports is not good for the best programming. Whatever the packages you need, just import those packages only. That is the good programming practice. Next, I am going to discuss about register the JDBC driver. You must register the driver in your program before you use it. Registering the driver is the process by which the Oracle driver class file in is loaded into a memory. So it can be utilized as a implementations for the JDBC interfaces. You need to do the registration only once in your program. You can register a driver in one of the two ways. I can tell the two ways to register the JDBC driver. The first approach is by using the class.forename. The most common approach to register a driver is to use a Java class.forename method to dynamically load the driver class file into a memory which automatically registers it. This method is preferable because it allows you to make the driver registration configurable and portable. Now I can show how to do register our driver by using the class.forename. This is the different approaches are available to register your JDBC driver. This is the first approach to register your JDBC driver by using the class.forename. I can explain practically how we can register your JDBC driver by using the class.forename. Now class.forename, I'm putting class dot for name. Now here I'm giving what is the class you are loading. Here I am using the MySQL database. For that, this is the class name com.mysql.jdbc.driver com.mysql.jdbc.driver. This is the class name com.mysql.jdbc.driver is the driver to interact it with the MySQL database, or otherwise if you are using the APPRO approach 1 to register the driver, this is for MySQL database. If you are using Oracle database, just we need to give the different class name. For example, if you are using the Oracle database, we need to give Oracle dot JDBC dot driver dot Oracle driver. But here I am using the MySQL driver. That's why I am giving the MySQL driver. See here, this is for Oracle DB. Now here if you see it gives some compilation error. The Eclipse do the automatic compilation while you are writing in the character by character. Eclipse automatically does the compilation. If you see here Eclipse now there is some problem do the compilation. Here it give whenever shows the red line. Whenever you are putting on the red line, it shows the quick fix. This report is called quick fix. This quick fix do to avoid your error, to helps to reduce to helps to recover your error by using the quick fix. If you are clear, there is a two quick fixes are there available. Unhandled exception type class not found exception means class dot for name throws the class not found exception. If you want to handle by using throws keyword, or if you are handling by using the surrounded with try and catch block. Now I am using surrounded with try and catch block to handle the exception handling code. That's why if you are putting here, it goes into the try and catch block. Now after that, it gives the class not found exception. Automatically it handles in the whenever the class is not available, it throws the exception here. You can use the get instance method to work around the non-compliant JVMs, but then you will have the code for two extra exceptions are follows. If you write new instance method, for example, if you are putting here new instance, Now the class dot for name is used to load your class dynamically at the runtime. It's not at all, it's not creating an object, it's loading class dynamically. Now I'm creating an object by using new instance method. Whenever we are putting the new instance method, we need to handle the two more exceptions. While you are putting cursor, your cursor is, whenever we are putting cursor in the red line, automatically it shows the quick fix. Whenever now there is a add throws declaration, add catch clause to surrounded the try, add exception to existing catch clause surrounded with the try and multiple catch blocks, and surrounded with the try catch blocks. Now I need surrounded with the try and multiple catch blocks. Now surrounded with existing. See here, this is multiple catch blocks. If you handle it in multiple catch blocks in the Java 7, we can, this is the new feature available in Java, we can handle the multiple exceptions in the same catch block. We no need to put in different catch blocks one by one. If you can handle it in all the exception classes in the same catch blocks. If you are putting the new instance, automatically we need to handle the two more exceptions. So the one is instantiation exception and another one is illegal access exception. Now this is the first approach to load to register class, to register the driver class. There is a second approach is there to register your driver class. The second approach is driver manager dot register driver. This is also one of the approach to register your driver. This second approach use this second approach you can use it to register a driver, is to use the static driver manager dot register driver method. You should use the register driver method. You are using the non-JDK compliant JVM, non-JDK compliant JVM, such as the one provided by the Microsoft. Now I can show the second approach how to register the driver by using driver manager dot driver manager dot register driver. This is the approach to register your driver using driver manager dot register driver. For that, first I can create an object of the driver class. Driver my driver is equal to new. I'm creating new com dot mysql dot jdbc dot driver. After that, I'm registering the driver by using driver manager dot register driver my driver. Now see here, here I'm writing the second approach. This is the second approach by using the registering the driver by using the driver manager dot register driver. For here, in this here class dot for name, there no need to put your driver class at the compile time. But coming to the second approach by using the driver managers dot register driver, while compile time the driver class is need. If you put on this red mark, it shows create a class driver in the package com.mysql.jdbc. Here the compiler is unable to find the driver class. That's why here it gives an exception. It gives an error. Error is com.mysql cannot be resolved as a type. That's why it giving a two quick fixes. One is for create a class driver in the package com.mysql.jdbc driver. This com.mysql.jdbc driver is provided by the third party vendor MySQL. MySQL is the third party vendor. This third party vendor is given by com.mysql.jdbc.driver name. This driver is given in the form of a jar file. Now we need to put your jar file in your library, then we can resolve this error. For that, I am putting my MySQL jar, the MySQL jar file in this uh, library file. For that, I'm doing some of the steps. But right click on the project, new folder. I'm creating a new folder that is called, I'm putting the lib, means library folder. After that, I'm downloading the com.mysql.jdbc.driver jar file. Already I am downloaded MySQL connector hyphen Java 5.1 jar file. In this jar file, I am copying the jar file. I am put it into a my library. After that, it is added to the library. After that, I am put it into the build path. Just right click on your jar file, build path, add to build path. Now it is added into your references libraries. See here, now it is showing, it is importing here. See here, import java.sql.driver manager. Now we need to handle the few more exception, that is SQL exception. For that, I am creating existing class block. The same thing, it can be added here. If you see the import, if you see the import, it is available in com dot. Already here you are given. That is why it's not available in the imports. Now, if you see this here, now it is available here. After that, we need to frame the database URL. Next, I'm going to discuss about framing the database URL. Now, after you have to loaded the driver, you can establish a connection using the DriverManager.getConnection method. For easy references, let me list the three overloaded DriverManager.getConnection methods. The first one is getConnection. It takes the URL in the format of string. The second one is taking the getConnection. It takes the URL and also a properties. And the third one is getConnection. It takes the URL, username and password. These three are overloaded methods. Here each form requires a database URL. A database URL is a address that points to your database. Formatting a database URL is where most of the problems associated with establishing the connection occurs. Now, if you want to connecting with the database, there is a different databases are available. If you want to connect with the MySQL database, we need to load the com.mysql.jdbc driver. Just now I said to you. And if you are going with the Oracle, we need to load the oracle.jdbc.driver.oracle driver. All the highlighted part of the URL formatted in the static, and you need to change only in the remaining part of your database setups. Now I'm going to discuss about creating a connection object. We have listed down in the three formats of the driver manager get connection method to create a connection with the object. Now the most commonly used form of a get connection requires you to pass a database URL, username and password. Assuming you are using the Oracle, I'm using the MySQL, you need to specify a host port and a database name values for database portion of your URL. If you have a host at the TCP IP address localhost 192.0.0.1 with the host name and Amrod and your Oracle MySQL listener is configured in the listener port 1521, and your database name is whatever database you are putting the database name, then complete your database URL would be. Now I am creating the database URL. This is my database URL. See here URL. If you see here com.mysql is the com.mysql is the driver, and the my mysql is running in my local host, and the listening port is 3306, and the database name is Sada. Now you have to call the getConnection method with the appropriate username and the password to get the connection object as follows. Now I am creating a connection object. For that, first I am creating string URL is equal to, this is my URL. This is my URL, JDBC colon MySQL colon / localhost 3306, and this is my username is equal to root, and this is my password. I am putting password is also a root. Now I'm trying to connect to the database by using the connection CONNE CONNECTION. This is called intelligence report. Now connection, this is called connection. It is available in com.mysql.jdbc. Connection con is equal to driver manager dot get connection. See here, if you see get connection, it is a single parameterized, and this is the multiple parameterized. It takes the two parameters. It is a get connection. It takes the three parameters. One is the URL, username, and password. Already I have a URL, username, and password. That's why I'm using the third one, that is called URL, username, and password. Username and password. Now I'm creating an object of a connection class. Now cannot convert a MySQL connection to, this is import is wrong. I need the connection from java.sql. Now it is connected. After that, using only the database URL, we can go with this one. Now I am checking with connection is opened or not. For that, if you want to follow any one of this approach, I am following the second approach. After that I'm checking if connection not equal to null, connection created successfully. Else part, connection failed. Now for this, now I'm creating this one. See this. Now I'm running my database connection example. Just now I'm running the database connection example run as Java application. Now see here, connection created successfully means my program is successfully connected with the database. Next I'm going to discuss about how to close the connection. For that, we need to how to close the connection. At the end of your JDBC program, it is required to explicitly to close all the connections to a database to end each database sessions. However, if you forget, Java garbage collector will close the connections when it clean up the state objects. Relying on the garbage collections, especially a database programmers, is a very poor programming practices. You should make a habit of always close the connections with a close method associated with the connection object. To ensure that a connection is closed, you could provide a finally block to your code. A finally block always executes regarding of the connection occurs or not, exception occurs or not. To close the above opened connection, you should call close method the following. Now in I'm creating finally block. The finally block will be executed all the times. I'm closing the connection dot close. For that I'm creating, see here, conn connection dot set conn dot close. See here, I'm writing like this. If you put on this, connection cannot be resolved. Why? Because the connection object reference will be in this block only. If you see here, the connection block available in this block, it's not available in this block. That why we need to create a connection in outside. After that, we can close our connection. I'm deleting here. Now it can be resolved. Now connection close, it gives an exception. That's why I'm giving a surrounded with a try and catch block. It automatically close the connection. This is the way to create a connection with the database. We can create the connection with the two approaches to register your driver with the two approaches. The approach one is the class.forName and the second approach is used to register your driver. After that, we need to frame the URL to connect with the database, and after that I'm creating connection object by using the DriverManager dot getConnection. It takes the different parameters. It is a overloaded method. I'm taking the three parameterized getConnection method. In this method I'm passing the URL, username and password. After that I'm checking the connection is not equal to null. Successfully created. After that finally I'm closing the connection. It is very important, a good programmer practice to close your connections after completion of your code, after completion of your database operations.
Thank you so much watching this video. Hope this lesson helpful to you. Keep watching our lessons. Keep writing to us. Do not forget subscribe our channel Sada Learning Hub because we have many sessions that would help you to develop our skills, and I will be back soon. Till then you take care. Bye bye.